NBC Sports, home of the Olympic Games, the NHL, the PGA Tour, Premier League, and Primetime's #1 show, Sunday Night Football, only on NBC.
New year, the season ends with game 256 on the schedule on a rainy night in South Philly. The weather will be a factor in the finale because the NFC East title's on the line. It's kind of fitting that the night is kind of ugly. But there are great stories. The comeback story of the year, Alex Smith. He is Washington. One win from their first division title in a half-decade. To get to the playoffs, they've got to beat the second-round rookie Jalen Hurts as the Eagles fans hopeful. The last spot, Giants or Washington? It comes down to Sunday Night Football at the Link here on NBC on this day when everybody plays and there's still so much to be decided. All those games going on the bottom, very impactful to how we will get the playoff picture. I think by the end of the night, we'll have 14 playoff teams. Welcome to Football Night in America. I hope you had a great start to 2021. Tirico, Dungy, Sims, Harrison. We've got Mr. Florio, Mr. Kornacki ready to roll with us to sort who is in, who is out before all the playoffs and the matchups. We'll just take a deep breath. Eagles. Steve Kornacki's going back to his day job and talking politics on Tuesday, but his Sunday job is still very busy because tonight, Steve, we're down to one spot.
And this is a really fun one. I think the story here, Mike, in the NFC East is who is going to end up missing the most opportunities between Washington and the Giants. How did we ever get in the situation we're in tonight? Here's the road to here over the last month. You saw this was December 6th. You remember Washington knocked off Pittsburgh. The Giants had knocked off Seattle. They were tied atop the division. The Giants actually had the tiebreaker. So the Giants had the opportunity then to take charge in this division. It was theirs to lose. And lose they did. The next week, it was the Giants who lost to the Cardinals. Washington beat San Fran. Now, Washington in the driver's seat. It's Washington's division to lose. And Washington lost. The next week, they lost to Seattle. The week after, they lost to Carolina. But two golden opportunities for the Giants then to get back into it. They missed both opportunities, losing to Cleveland and to Baltimore. And so here we were a week ago saying maybe even Dallas is starting to creep back into this NFC East picture. The big development between last week and this week, we actually found out Washington playing Philly tonight. Washington going to have Alex Smith, going to have Terry McLaurin. Philly, a lot of starters not going to be playing. So Washington's chances, just because of that, of winning tonight, went up. We saw the Giants win today against Dallas, knock Dallas out, and the Giants' chances coming into tonight, they're 30%. Our PFF analytics model says a 30% chance that Washington loses tonight. Washington loses, the Giants are in and hosting a playoff game with 10 losses.
So you're telling me just like the election night stuff, we've got to wait until everything comes in to get the final answer.
Precincts tonight, yeah.
We're waiting for the last one, and that will be tonight on Sunday Night Football on NBC. In South Philadelphia, the Eagles, Washington, and one spot left, the division title to be decided. They were so close, Steve Kornacki, just a week ago to being this team that was on the way to the playoffs. What happened?
Yeah, they'll always have last weekend, I guess. We were saying a week ago this time the Dolphins had almost a 90% shot of making the playoffs. They'd had that Fitz magic in the desert. They got some help last week. Then what happened? It was all downhill from there. Of course, the first blow they took was before any games were played today. We found out in the middle of the week Pittsburgh was going to be resting starters. That was going to help Cleveland. By extension, that would hurt the Dolphins. Their chances were down to 75% midweek. The game started. Dolphins fell behind 3 touchdowns very quickly, knocked their odds down. But this was at halftime today. They still had a decent shot because that Cleveland-Pittsburgh game was close. All they needed was a Pittsburgh win in that game. But then as that game progressed, of course, you just showed it. Cleveland went up 2 touchdowns, and Miami was down to 22%. This is around 4 o'clock today. There was a flicker there for Miami. When Pittsburgh was lining up for that 2-point conversion, they could have got right back in the playoff race. The Dolphins could have. Instead, the conversion misses, the game ends, and here it was, 4:15. The Dolphins were left with an 18% chance. What was the 18% chance? That was the chance the Jags would somehow knock off the Colts. They made it more interesting than maybe some people expected, but now down to 0 for the Dolphins from the fifth seed a week ago to out of the playoffs tonight.
Kornacki had the computer out, using the abacus, had his shoes off to count 2. When it got to a 6-point game, it was getting close. But Miami is out.